Hello, just doing I always say this, quick update. It should be a quick update-ish. Okay, so, back from antcon. All excitement, but I'm totally knackered. And next year I know, give myself 2 easy days after antcon. That travelling. The video on the messors is coming out either before or after sometime soon, around. So, I'll go into more detail on those. But they've been naughty and emptied a water feeder, and now they've got germinating seeds, it looks like, in there, but they have been bringing the germinating seeds out. But the full story on these is going to happen. I've already videoed it. You can see a nice reflection of me as well, so that's perfect. Yeah, that's another video that's already just been done, basically. And you can't see very well into this tubs and tubes, but this is the weavers. 3 queen weaver colony. I can't take the lid off. They came already webbed up. All those 3 tubes were webbed together and webbed to this side. And Sam was telling me that they absolutely love the heat and they just web to wherever the heat is. And that's what's happened here. Can you see that? You can't really see it, can you? But basically, at lunchtime they had a look and they sort of built this sort of structure up against the side here. I give them that sort of half a superworm. And they dragged it around. It's been around the whole tank. And they've had loads of brood out and sat them over there. You can't really see it in this thing. There's about 40 ants, 30-40 ants all sat over there with a load of brood on the edge of that sort of soil area. And they're sitting on a small heat mat. There's a little bit on the big one, but the big one's not very hot at all, hardly even coming on. Because that's got the sensor inside this tub. I want to keep the tub at 25. So that's hardly even coming on. This little one is linked to the other one down here. It's doing 28. But I don't know exactly what that's doing yet. I'm just going to put the temperature thing back on. We've just been doing that because I need these. I don't want to make any big changes. They've been fine for a couple of days. I'm going on holiday on Friday, so that's the tricky thing with these weavers. I'm waiting for a setup to come. I tried feeding them, lifted that corner up to try and get in. About 4 just ran straight out really fast. It's like what? I was like tucking them in, trying to get them back in, trying to get them in. When I put that mealworm in, it was a nightmare. I think I might have lost one. I'm not 100% sure because one dropped off that shelf and landed on the tank below. It didn't go into that tank. It just ran around on top. But I thought that was the one I saw drop all the way down to the bottom. But obviously, I couldn't find that if I did. I'm not sure. I think it might have just been one that dropped out. I got it anyway. Picked it up and put it back in. It was a nightmare. Probably 3 attempts at putting it back in, and another one to get out as I was trying to do it. So I either didn't lose any or I might have lost one. I'm not 100% sure. And I found a way to feed them sugar waters through that hole there with my squeezer bottle. So I can do that, but I'm going to have 1 attempt at feeding them before I go on holiday. Chuck half a roach in, I think, and leave them to it. I've got water. I don't think I dare try and squeeze another water tube in. I'd like to. I might. Maybe I could cool them off or something to try and stop them moving around, but it's a nightmare to move them. In there, with the 3 Neko queens, still haven't laid since I got back. There's gone the new Fed queen anyway, from mystery species from antcon, and that's what I would have bought. That was the only thing I knew that was on my list to buy other than the polys. It was the Fed, so I was quite pleased about that. I'm just going around a bit here. These are Hogmansaigi, giant isopods. You get to, I think, 35-40 mil along. They're massive, absolute giants. Nothing to report in there or here or here. That's this Niger in there. I think they're doing okay actually. Can't really see him very well, that's the problem. I'm sat up. But yeah, they've been showing all the signs of being quite happy. But you see, they're living in that tiny bit of test tube, which probably actually suits them quite well. They wouldn't move into this nest, giving up on trying to get them in there. Okay, Singularis at the moment. I've come back from the weekend away and only got 1. But before, that's not in the background, is it? Every time I look, it's isopods. That's pineapple tonight, big chunk of pineapple. I don't think she's ever had it before. I can't make my mind up unless I get the ruler out. It's the major or the queen. I think it's the major, which is actually a good sign because the queen was looking like she was burrowing and looking for places to go. And this has all been like, I watered this tank a lot before I went away, and it's all been like burrowed out. And I don't know where she is. But I hope that means the Queen's decided to make her own founding chamber and the Major's been left out here. Pretty sure that's what happened. And I hoovered out, well, I'm estimating 50 isopods yesterday. the Hoover. I've tried to leave the stripy ones in because they're the ones I wanted in. But I was under the mistaken impression that isopods breed when they're adults, is what I stupidly thought. And they've been at it and at it and at it. It's just loads and loads and loads. Orange ones and dairy cows have been taken out. I wish they weren't in there in the first place. But I think they were getting to the point they were just too many. I mean, it was like an island of isopods with the queen and the worker and the major just sat on the top of that piece of wood most of the time before I went away. I thought, I've got to do something about it, get rid of them. Okay, next excitement. We won't see any, I'd be amazed if we saw any. Former Coryphobarbus feeding area. The former Coryphobarbus, no, I wouldn't say that's the excitement, but you might be able to see the brood pile. Can't tell from here. But their brood pile's been growing. I've not really seen any massive amount of ants anywhere, but apart from the brood pile growing and growing and growing. But this is the real cool dude thing here. Antimatters gave me two, not one, but two top-ups of Tetramorium bicarionatum. And let's see what we can see. That's a piece of mango for them, but I dropped it. It's covered in black stuff. So what happened was I put them in, and it was a bit of a mission. I put PTFE around the backs of the tubes and let them put an angle, and they just weren't really moving around, and I just thought, I can't deal with this. So I ended up tapping them all out. And then what we've got here. So that's packed now. It wasn't as packed as that. Which I should have not put that pineapple there, and then I should lift it up and show you really sometime. I'm gonna have to do it. Right. Is this gonna work? I can't film and see. They don't bite or anything, so it's right. There's probably ants on this bit. Let's have a look in there. Can I zoom in with one hand whilst holding this with the other? Look at that. I've actually got a decent brood pile. Queen there, on the right and on the left. That one in the centre. Could be more up there. I think there is at the back there, there's one. So that's nice. Nice. Right, let's put these back, so I've got to call it the handles. Will this work? Okay. See? Hands are clean. Okay, but the real good news is, so they moved in, they didn't seem like they knew what they were going or where they were going. I washed this big tube out yesterday. I don't think anything's moved into there. It's probably too wet. Or if they are, this is the first time I know about it. Can't see any. There's been a lot of activity in this one. It's been quite good because they have to go around the tubes to get in there. But this is the first time I'm looking in it properly, so I don't know if it's going to see anything. I don't know. Definitely very interested in there. But the sort of good news is what they have done is they've moved up here. I'm not going to get this, am I? It looks, from what I'm filming, it looks all blurry and horrible. We'll see, but that's a tube that's mounted up high as part of this wall of tetra that I've made. There's another one under there. I've seen one or two ants, but not brood. So it goes. The tube comes out the outworld into that big one up here, into this one, into that one, and they've decided they like that one. Comes up to the top to a tube, bendy tube, and I've seen loads walking around here today. That gets them down to another big one facing that way. And that's my expansion plans for the tetra really at the moment. I don't really plan on doing anything else with them at the moment. Let them fill that out and try and manage them in that if it's possible to do that. I have got I'm going to put another tube up here, another one of these same silly tubes. Bamboo tubes. If you're watching this and you're thinking I'm in an hour about bamboo, then just don't do it. Do not do it. The reason I'm doing this is just to use them up. You see, I've made the mistake of buying loads of them. Cheap from China, but don't do it. Just don't do it. Okay, do this instead. So this is the Gen 3 with the Rufoglaurcus. Some of the pupas must have hatched. No, cocoons must have hatched. Got a brown area in there, I suppose. Oh, they're quite dark in, aren't they? But these are just wicked ants, to be honest. Can't see anything wrong with them. I just can't. Giving them a bit of pineapple today as well. See if they've not really shown much interest in it. I'm not letting them have much. The sugar water, I was letting it stay in there for like 5 days, 6 days. I'm starting to think maybe I shouldn't even leave it that long. But it's not like full or anything. It's probably a third full 2 days ago, so it's down to there. But I know I should take it out and not poison them. It's super juice, so it's pretty good. Manky water tower, might change that before we go on holiday. Right. getting a good picture of this is always... Oh no, I've got a horrible reflection somewhere. What's that? That's it, look. This is the... is it going to work without the flash though, through a Venus? I'll take this off. No, I can't reach it. So I've got a really awkward setup right now, it's not permanent. Maculatus, but you're getting a rubbish shot there. The brood pile is good. I don't seem to see the workers anymore. I know there's one dead one there, but I give them food and I see the queen moving around and the brood pile getting bigger, so that's all I'm interested in right now. Irritants have been absolutely crazy. This is not the best night. I've had them a bit last night, to be honest, and there's sort of 6 or 8 of them come out. Nearly escaped. I took that lid off. I thought, well, I have got a barrier on that tub, but one just walked straight over it. And then luckily I managed to get him back in before he ran off altogether, but he was fast and there was 2 or 3 running around really fast, so I was panicking. So I didn't lose one, but they're going in the Saturn, but not till I get back from holiday, because I just don't want to do anything drastic before I go. I learned that lesson. But they're cool. I think there's probably getting off 10 workers or something, and yeah, they're my most surprising colony, I'd say. Don't see much of the Alba sparsus at the moment. The brood pile starts getting moved around a little bit. I don't know what that is. But so they are there, and I see the queen moving around. Let's say the brood pile gets moved around, but they're just not. They've not gone shooting out yet. So I'm hoping that they do at some point. Alba sparsus, not Alba sparsus, or Aventurus, unfortunately, is down to 1 major. It's going to be moved off this shelf unceremoniously, I'm afraid. Her tube that's there is going to be washed out and added to the tetras. So it's an empty Venus there, because that's what it was when they came. Coming round the back there. I've not looked at these for ages either. Can I see them? Should be a Cruentatus queen somewhere in there. I'm just seeing glare here. I haven't checked it on properly, but I wasn't going to anyway. And there's a Paris in there somewhere. I can't see her. It'd be nice to know if they're there, whether they're alive or not. I promised myself not to touch them for 2 weeks. Okay. So, if you've managed, I don't know how boring this is going to be, to be honest. I aren't really that interested in what I've done. So the main excitement for me has been putting these in here, and they really are. They've been going for it. They were burying brood down the side there. They were burying it under this one. They didn't know what they were doing, where they were going with it. Basically, loads of brood. And then the next day, I came down and found that they'd put all that black substrate into that tube there, and then the back there, it's just filled with, well, not filled, but there's quite a lot of brood in there. So someone is settled up there, which is what I was sort of hoping would happen. It would be sort of satellite nests, although that's going to be a lot cooler than this one down here. It's not all the way on the heat mat, that thing. It's just touching it at the back there. And the probe, which is not on heat mat either, is showing 25.4. That's about it for that. I think I might have seen it up to 26 something before, because that's not, the probe isn't in, that controls the heat mat isn't in there, but that's about all it holds. So anyway, quite pleased with all that. Thank you, Jake, Antimatters. That was really nice to give me those tubes, and the messors. Don't forget the messors. That was amazing. I've actually got a really good, decent quality of colony of messors, except for they've been naughty, and I might end up with a sand thing full of just plants. I'm hoping the messors will deal with it all now for me. I might end up with some monster plants growing in there, but there shouldn't be any nutrients in there, I don't think. It's Trixie cave sand, clay-based cave sand, and that's what you need to do. That's what Camponica uses. So, anyway, I can see a bit of what's going on in there now. Not really good for filming, is it, these tubs and tubes things. That's the same with the irritants. But two colonies I really want to video, I just can't, because they're just rubbish. Anyway, yes, I could show you other things, but this is just it for now. Okay, bye bye.